to improve with time.
Yes.
So you were telling me you're currently
Yeah.
running a GoFundMe for a project you're working on.
A short film, that I
Yeah.
wrote. Yeah, so it's called Mind of Fear, and if you just go to GoFundMe and type in Mind of Fear, I think there's only two, believe it or not. It's Mind, and then I think there's one from England.
Okay.
So so but I don't want to go into too much about what it's about, but it's about mental health. So it's a
Okay.
short film. So I wanted to do something along those lines, and that I wrote that in Ohio, and I've been visualizing it being made into a film.
Yeah.
And I met Lana Reed. She's part of Garnet Films on Instagram over a few years, and just liking each other's stuff. And I finally got the nerve up to ask her to read my script, and she liked it, and she asked to direct it, which like blew my mind.
That's
So
fantastic.
now, yeah, because I had different directors I'd worked with on indie films, read it, and they would give me feedback, and then which helped a lot because I had no idea how to write and so they really helped. So I don't know, it's like I wanted a woman director. I wanted this to be an all-female production. That's what I visualized, and I'm telling you, visualize, people, because if you visualize it, you make it happen. You really do, because I carried that in my mind for years, and I met her not really thinking she'd be the one, but I think deep down somewhere, I guess I knew she would be the one. So she's directing it, and it's a 3 female cast, and then me, female screenwriter, and so it's a suspense. I'm guarantee nobody's going to see the ending coming. So it's just a short film. I'm hoping to put it around in all the festivals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I'm psyched. Yeah.
That's fantastic. So that would be shot there around Austin.
In Ohio.
No, you would have to go back to Ohio.
I'd be the only one. Yeah, because she's up there. She's really an accomplished director and everything. She's shooting a Western series. Oh my gosh, I forgot the name. Oh my God, she's going to kill me. But she's Garnet Film, but I think she's shooting it for Netflix. I think it's going to air. She's already shot the first series. Yeah.
Wow.
That's why I was blown away. And our deal was that I wanted to be behind the camera, and so she could teach me to direct. And so, because I want to direct too. Yeah.
Yes.
So, So she. Film.
How was it? I mean, the script, how long had been reflected? How long had you been working on the script from when you first wrote it through getting all that feedback to now?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It would have to be 5 to 6 years. I wrote it, the first one. I wanted to do a full length movie, and I'm like, I've never written a script before. That's kind of dumb. I mean, I have no idea what I'm doing. Maybe it's overreaching. So I shortened it into like a 12-page one. And my first director read it, and he was so sweet because I worked with him on one of his films.
Yeah.
And he read it. He was like, "Wow, it's a good idea, but you did this all wrong." I mean, like, and he told me he took the time to write everything down that I did wrong, and which really helped. I mean, I went by point and fixed my script that he told me, and it really made the story so much better. So much better. And I had to change the story. It's not even the same original full-length script either. And then every time I gave it to somebody, another director, and they'd give me points, I'd go, okay. And then sometimes I wouldn't take it because, again, it's just their interpretation. But if it was technical, I would really listen.
Yeah.
But at that point, it took me a while to really agreed to the first directors, because he was like, you need to do this, and I'm like, no, I don't, because it's my story, and I didn't. But like a year later, I'm like, he's got a point, he's right. And I changed it to about what he was talking about, and I sent him an email, and I said, you know what, thank you. And I told him all that. So I was like, you're right, it took me a year, but you're right. It took me a while to sit on it. and then it just kind of like a little tweaking here and there, and
Hmm.
fixing and tweaking and fixing. And by the time Lana read it, and she had tweaks. She was like, you're missing something between this scene and this scene that
Mm.
I feel like you should fill it with something. They would never tell me what really to. So it was still me writing it, but they would
Yeah.
say you're missing something, and so I did that, and she was like, "You need to make it a little bit longer, just a
Mm.
page or two longer for film festival circuit," because she was sitting there talking about for a film, so it would be more acceptable length.
Right.
So and stuff. So yeah, that's what I ended up doing, and I really love it now. And the ending is amazing. So
So Brian and I talked about, with a lot of film festivals getting shut down, whether or not people would. That's what it was. He told me that Amazon had offered South by Southwest to stream the movies as part of like a digital film festival experience, but that
oh wow,
some of the directors and the people who made the films that were in South
hmm
by said they didn't
yeah,
want that because they,
with
you were expecting this experience that you're going to get to presumably stand in the back of the room and people see your film for
yeah,
the first time, which
yeah.
I mean is a real thing. So I'm curious if after it's made, and I don't know how long that would take or if you have anything slated, but
Wow.
presumably if things weren't quite yet open, what would that bother you to host your video on an if it could still be part
Yeah,
of a film festival circuit, but that circuit was done digitally instead of in person, would you care one way or the other?
I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, the introvert in me would love it because I'm really shy. I mean, it's weird. People are like, no, you're not. And I'm like, yes, I am. This is the performer me. Like
Hmm.
I feel like there's like, Beyonce has her Sasha Fierce. So, like I have my performer me. And then when I'm just me, I'm very shy. I'm very private. That's why I have a stage name because it's like to me, I like to separate
Yeah.
my world. Yeah. So I don't know, and I have a really hard time being me in public. Like I can be a character, but it's really hard for me to be me in a public. So I think I would like to do it in a theater and watch people's reaction, but then the other
Hmm.
part of me is like, no, I'm perfectly fine. Let them watch it. But
Let them
I'll
watch it
be in
at
my
home on the
house.
couch.
Yeah. I'll just let me yeah. So either way, I would have to see what everybody else thought, but I think I would at least like to experience that once of going to like I would like to write more. That would be my goal is to write scripts because I do enjoy it. Pet peeve is dialogue. I am a big dialogue, right? Real dialogue, and that I made a point of these people being real.
Yeah.
Like I wanted real women who real what the way people speak, and that's like my biggest pet peeve is like, what the hell are they talking? What was the point of that? You know, what I mean? Like, or that people don't talk like that, or
Right.
especially and plus real characters for women, not the girlfriend, not the mom,
Yeah.
not the whatever, the trophy, whatever in the scene. Oh my gosh. For the love of God. If I see one more, has to be 25 to 30, fit, beautiful, in shape, um, bitchy girlfriend, or you know what I mean, the mom. I mean, the stereotypes, the
Just
stereotypes.
and not
It's
even
not a
like
full
a
character.
realistic stereotype, but more of like a cartoony stereotype. Like it's so derivative of a stereotype that you
Yeah,
just realize I've seen the same person, the same character in at least seven other movies
yeah,
before.
they're just filler. Yeah, they're just fillers. Like it'll be guy, girlfriend or little sister or mom, guy. You know what I mean? And I'd like to write more like more inclusive, more not just guy girl, but everybody,
So
more real.
I'm curious, have you seen the movie Molly's Game?
No, is it recent?
Uh, 2, 3 years ago, I think. It's fairly recent. It's not very old.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up.
But that was written and directed by Andy Sorkin. I always hope I say his name right. He wrote The West Wing and The Social Network.
Oh yeah, I
And
knew
like,
that. I know that name.
yeah,
Yeah.
and as I heard it, he wrote that because I guess his daughter's getting into acting, or he has a daughter, and during having some sort of dialogue with her, he realized, I want to write a movie. I want my next project to be about a woman, and
Mhm.
like a badass woman, and
Yeah.
that was sort of what sparked him to work on that project, which is based on a true story. I just watched
Oh,
it
cool.
a few weeks ago, and I love all the Andy Serkis stuff I've seen,
Yeah.
and that was no different. It was a great
Okay.
movie all the way through.
Okay. Now I gotta watch it. Now I gotta watch it. I mean, I don't even care. I love badass women, but I don't even care about a badass. But just make them real.
Right.
Like my characters are flawed. I like
Hmm.
real and flawed. There's not, it's not. I'm gonna package it and make it pretty and end it pretty, and I don't like that because that's not life. You
Right.
know.
Yeah. Speaking of dialogue, and then not unstereotypical women presented in film, brought to mind
Hmm.
that movie, because it was not, because she's not a badass as like an action hero like some hero movies do, right? You got Wonder Woman, in The
Yeah.
Matrix, which those
Yeah.
characters are cool, but it's like a
Yeah.
sort of grounded badass woman who doesn't fit, like
Yeah.
so many of those stereotypes that you were mentioning. A lot of women have in
Yeah.
those roles, or those types of roles.
Yeah. I'll give you a clue. This really happened. I was going through an it was an audition, and it was they needed 25 to 35-year-old, beautiful fit. Okay, and then it said for like several, and then it was 35 to 40. We don't care what you look like. I mean, pretty much. It was like, okay, 25, 35, good looking. 35 to 45, you're obviously,
There's no
you don't
hope for
count
you.
anymore. Yeah, there's no hope for you.
Once
We
you
don't
hit
even
that
care.
age, once you hit there,
So,
then it's gone.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not joking. It was like, really,
Hmm.
really, but I've seen the gamut of, yeah.
Was that for a commercial or a film role?
I think it was a film. I think it was a film, but
Was
I've
it
seen the
just like,
gamut for. I mean, I think commercials are more fair.